Hey guys, Trump here. It's been a wild couple of days, me and other content creators being hit with false copyright strikes. Mary Ann confessing to all of us that she did it to retaliate against our criticism of her, and then admitting she did it because a guy we like to call Sergeant Turd told her to do it. Believe it or not, it gets even crazier. About 2 weeks ago, Anti-Afro Svegalis made a video claiming both Mary Ann Lorient and Lene Stacks refused to play by the Umar playbook, and claims they are victims of envy, jealousy, resentment, and harassment from Lennon Honor, as well as frenzied hack content curators, which I guess she means us. Let's listen to
Stacks and their experience as Lennon Honor's most recent benefactors. Lennon Honor, as you all know, garnered upwards 40,000 subs based on the presence of Mary Ann and Lene on his channel, not to mention boatloads of cash.
You don't present us any evidence to prove he got that many subs or money specifically because of these two scammers. But even if we say that's true, you do understand that the subs and money came because of their later proven false claims, right? It wasn't because their presence alone generated that income. Once we found out what these two fraudsters were doing, the public immediately went against them, and now no one with integrity or a good reputation wants to be associated with them.
Of cash. You also saw how indignant each became when they realized they were expected to kowtow to that Umar Johnson sector playbook.
No, we didn't. What we saw was two lying women getting caught lying to the public. No one demanded anything from them at first, but to be truthful. It was only after Mary Ann was asked for proof of the settlement check and that the federal investigation against Umar Johnson, she became indignant, as you call it, when she was exposed and refused to admit the truth. In Lene's case, she was in an even safer position because no one was focused on her in the beginning. She didn't have a channel, and most people thought she was trustworthy. But then she decided to join in interrogating Mary Ann and pretending to be outraged at her deceptions. That could have worked in her favor. Unfortunately, she decided to turn around and defend Mary Ann and lie to us about the same federal investigation. We could have even been forgiving if they had just owned up to it and promised to never do it again. Instead, they chose to become more hostile when people wouldn't stop asking questions or point out facts that didn't make sense.
Playbook had the connoisseurs of atrocities that came on the scene. Bottom line, there is the tendency for a good number of the subjects in the Umar Johnson sector to emulate Umar Johnson's behaviors. This does not apply.
Right, just like the women you are defending. They came on YouTube, said they were wronged by Umar and that they wanted to champion for the victims. Just like Umar, they used the people's feelings and turned it into their own little cult of personality. Why? Because they wanted money and fame associated with hating on Umar and sympathy for being fake victims.
Behaviors. This does not apply to every single individual in the Umar Johnson sector. No, Mary Ann and Lene don't agree on everything. That is not a sin. We don't have to agree with what each other says and does.
And no one said it was. These women made claims. We asked for evidence, they refused. We did our own investigation, and we found out we had been lied about a lot of things previously believed true for months. They were the ones who caused it. Their agreement or disagreement on that matter doesn't mean shit.
It does. And I have to make sure I emphasize that point because that is an element of that Umar Johnson sector playbook in terms of one of their expectations. If you don't agree with someone, you don't like what someone says, you're expected to act in a certain way towards that person. Mary Ann Lorient.
Interesting choice of words. Does that act a certain way include telling other people to channel strike us? Wasn't it Mary Ann who recently told us that you have nothing to do with her channel striking us content creators?
Afro Svegalis is in her ear. She got battery in her back. Do I look like the type of person that someone could put battery in my back? Come on. I'm giving all of you more credit than that. You understand? I said, you know what? I need to clear this woman's name. I've never spoke to her on the phone. And I ain't got no reason to lie. I've never even reached out to her email. She doesn't have my email. I do not have her email. I don't have this woman's phone number. She doesn't have my phone number. There's no communication. Listen, just like she makes a comment on YouTube, like each and every one of you, just like I make a comment on YouTube, that's the level extent of our interaction.
So let's think about this for a second. Anti-Afro is a subscriber to Lene Stacks. You all saw that she specifically asked Lene to channel strike all of our channels, and Lene tells her she will email her on that. Shortly after she posts this, I get a copyright strike. And then what happens when I counterfile? Mary Ann makes a video confessing that she did it out of retaliation and that Anti-Afro had nothing to do with it and it was Sergeant Turd. Now, I'm not saying it could not have been true that Sergeant Turd put Mary up to this. I am just saying that the chances that Anti-Afro had nothing to do with it is almost certainly a lie. I am not convinced that Anti-Afro isn't behind this because she specifically told Lene to channel strike us all, and Lene said she would email her about it. I don't believe that there is a snowball chance in hell that all three of them aren't working together, and Anti-Afro is making a video 2 weeks before all it goes down, defending both Mary Ann and Lene. Yet, we're supposed to believe that Mary has no contact with her. Bullshit. These three women are trying to bully content creators, and this Anti-Afro is pulling all the strings. Stand up to these bullies. If they try to make false reports, don't stand idle or let it go. Fight back. I am doing so with Mary Ann, and I will do the same with Lene and Anti-Afro. YouTube is a public platform and cannot be rendered private by bullying and scare tactics. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.